Both or only the first, but never just the second. Okay, so the title sounds more like a cryptic crossword clue rather than something that explains my question, so please feel free to make it into something more sensible if you can, and remove this sentence. Let's say we have two items. The items do not matter, but for this example, let's say the first is fish and the second is chips. If I were serving these items, I might ask one of the following questions. Would you like fish or chips? Implying that they could only choose one or the other. Would you like fish and chips? Implying that they could only have both items together. Now the question, is there a word, or two, that could replace and or in the above sentences that would imply that they can choose to have fish only, both fish and chips, or neither of them, but not chips only? To try and clarify my requirements, here is the original example that inspired me to seek out an answer. Originally, I read the following sentence on Stack Overflow, a different SE site for those that don't know. You should probably use JavaScript or jQuery to accomplish this. The problem I find with this sentence is that jQuery is a JavaScript library and cannot exist without JavaScript, therefore the or is technically inaccurate. However, to replace the or with and would also be inaccurate because you could choose only JavaScript, as jQuery is optional. It would just make it easier. And, of course, neither can be chosen.
Converting comment to answer. Can / may I serve you some fish with, or without chips? Update. Would of course have been lovely to have seen the original reason for the question, since I have a lot more experience with JavaScript / jQuery than fish and chips. Since JavaScript is built in whatever device that could run jQuery, the sentence Andrew wrote is understandable by anyone versed in the art. jQuery is a JavaScript library, so the or relates only to plain JavaScript or vanilla.js, as some people like to call it now.
Converting comment to answer. You could phrase it this way. You can choose Y if you have X. If you have X, you can choose to get Y.
In the real example, you should probably use JavaScript or jQuery to accomplish this. You can achieve the objective by reversing the order and adding a couple of words to emphasize the difference. You should probably use jQuery or just plain JavaScript to accomplish this. Thus jQuery implies JavaScript. You could have JavaScript without jQuery, or neither.
You could describe this process as an incremental choice. You are making a base choice, whether or not to use JavaScript, and then a choice about whether to add a supplement, whether or not to add jQuery to the use of JavaScript. The implication is that you cannot make the second choice unless you affirmatively make the first choice.